north of 10 years after the occasions of the main film. The film starts with Jake Soyle portraying his humble and quiet life as head of the Omaticaya tribe and raising a family with his significant other Neteri, which incorporates his children Netyam and Lok and his little girl Tuk. His embraced little girl, Kiri, brought into the world from effortlessness, Augustine's out-cold Navi symbol, and a human kid named Bug, the child of Miles Quaritch, who was brought into the world on Pandora, however, couldn't be shipped to Earth in cryostasis. While Jake can acknowledge Bug as a took-on child, Neteri is wary of him given his human beginnings. Be that as it may, every one of the youngsters blend and mingle well with one another, including Bug, whom Kiri is loving with despite the fact that he is a human. Bug doesn't embrace his human legacy and feels more lean to Navi culture and customs. They have an ordinary existence until one day, they notice a peculiar star in the night sky. Once more, much sadly, they understand it's Arda space transport with people getting back to Pandora to colonize it, raising another vitally working base. Among the fresh debuts in the boat is Colonel Quaritch, who has been cloned into a Navi body, and with his recollections transferred from before his passing. Subsequently, Quaritch can't recall his destruction because of Jake, however is simply ready to remember the occasions before and his wrathful mission to wipe out Jake. To keep the Arda from taking advantage of Pandora once more, Jake drives an essential guerrilla activity against the Arda supply lines, debilitating them. In one of the activities, Lok, who ignores Netyam and anxious to show what him can do, attempts to help Jake and fight, yet gets injured. Jake saves and trains him to not jeopardize his own well-being by being crazy. That evening, while at the same time watching out for his injuries, Neteri smoothly reminds Jake to be not excessively severe with Lok. To which Jake communicates his anxiety as a dad for the well-being of his youngsters. In the interim, the reprisal follow-up on the Arda supply lines doesn't agree with Quaritch, who starts a pursuit mission to kill Jake. During a perky endeavor, Jake's kids, alongside Bug, investigate further into the rainforest, and beknownst to them, Quaritch and his group are at a similar area investigating the site where Quaritch will see his human remaining parts. A perceptive Lok sees their presence and rapidly illuminates his dad, Jake, who is made aware of the circumstance. Nonetheless, an engagement happens and Quaritch crew catches Jake's youngsters. Jake and Neteri show up in time and free a large portion of them, yet Bug is taken by Quaritch, who remembers him as his child. On board the boat, the Arda attempts to coercively remove data about Jake from Insect, who won't give. Evolving system, Quaritch tends to Bug as his child, and furthermore to make sense of more about the Navi in return for his opportunity on his side. In spite of the fact that unagreeable and uninformed about Quaritch's real mission, Bug shows Quaritch Navi culture. Quaritch is additionally effectively ready to tame an Ikran flying animal as his vehicle. Realizing the risk, Bug's information on his whereabouts stances to their security, and furthermore to stay away from another fiasco. Jake gives his central mantle to his replacement and passes on altogether to Mekayina. Jake counsels his child for his way of behaving. At Jake's demand, Lok gets back to apologize to Anung and his companions. Jake persuades a hesitant Neteri and his family to expel themselves from the Omaticaya group and retreat toward the eastern seaboard of Metkayina, a coral reef island whose tribe and way of life is adjusted to Pandora's sea-going natural surroundings. Once showed up, they are welcomed by the group boss Tanawari and his better half Ronald, who is dubious of them at first, Nonetheless, Jake makes sense of their circumstance and they are consented to remain and given cover, despite the fact that a few tribesmen disparage Jake and his youngsters for tea. The family learns the methods of the reef, individuals gaining the appreciation of them. Kiri is entranced with the oceanic existence of Metkayina and fosters an otherworldly bond with the ocean and its animals. While Lok becomes friends with Saraya, the little girl of tribe boss Tanawari, and his significant other Ronald. While adjusting to their new climate, Lok gets into a battle with Saraya's sibling Ainung when he pokes a rough fun at Kiri and him of their blended human genealogy. Be that as it may, they tempt him to an outing into the region of a hazardous ocean hunter, and leave him abandoned as a vengeance. The ocean hunter attempts to go after Lok nonetheless. Lok is saved by, and becomes friends with Payakan, a Tulkun, a clever and pacifistic cetacean species whom the Metkayina think about their profound family. Upon his revisitation of Metkayina, boss Tanawari, who became mindful of Ainung's activities on Lok, requests that the previous apologize to Lok nonetheless. Lok assumes the fault on himself, winning Ainung's kinship. He is additionally informed that Payakan is a pariah among his species. In the interim, out traveling to a branch off of the Tree of Spirits, Kiri joins with it to meet her mom, yet experiences a fierce seizure. She is mended by Ronald, yet when Jake calls Norm Spellman and Max Patel for help, Korich can follow them to the archipelago where the reef individuals reside. Carrying Bug with him, he lays hold of a whaling vessel which is hunting Tulkuns to reap their mind chemicals for making hostile to maturing cures. Korich starts to mercilessly scrutinize the native clans about Jake's area. Bombing that, he arranges the whaling team to wantonly kill the Tulkuns to draw Jake out. Lok intellectually interfaces with Payakan and discovers that the Tulkun was projected out on the grounds that he conflicted with the methods of his species and went after the whalers who killed his mom. At the point when the Metkayina learn of the Tulkun butchers, Lok takes off to caution Payakan, trailed by his kin, Saraya and Ainung. They find Payakan being pursued by the whalers, and Lok, Kiri, and Took are caught by Korich. With their kids at serious risk, Jake, Neteri, and the Metkayina set off to face the people. Korich powers Jake to give up, yet seeing his spirit sibling risked, Payakan assaults the whalers, setting off a battle which kills a large portion of the team and basically harms the vessel, making it sink. Netyum salvages Lok, an insect, however, is lethally shot. Jake faces Korich, who involves Kiri as a prisoner, at the point when Neteri does likewise with Bug. Korich at first denies his child, however ceases when Neteri cuts Bug on the chest. Jake, Korich, Neteri, and Took end up caught inside the sinking vessel. Jake chokes Korich into obviousness and is protected by Lok and Payakan, and Kiri brings ocean animals to help her save Neteri and Took. Bug finds and saves Korich, however passes on him because of his brutality towards the Na'vi and putting his objective to kill Jake's family over being his dad and turning into a decent man. Driving him back to rejoin Jake's loved ones, after Netyam's memorial service, Jake and his family choose to for all time stay with the Metkayina. I hope you enjoy with this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.